Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you've had a good week. I hope your Pesach preparations are going well, and I hope we'll all have a wonderful Shabbos, HaGadol Shabbos. We always take this moment and this time of week to continue to unfortunately count the days. Today is day 196, that those who are still being held captive remain in Gaza. Pesach was fundamentally a holiday in which Hashem redeemed the Jewish people that were imprisoned and not free to leave a land in which that was enslaving them. And God redeemed them and liberated them and freed them through miracles. And we hope that Pesach will bring such redemption and liberation and miraculous salvation to the hostages. We continue to daven for them and for the entire country, for Chayalei Tzahal. At this time of increased tension, we daven for their safety and security. Looking ahead towards Pesach, in one of the places that the mitzvah of Zechiras Yetzias Mitzrayim, remembering the Exodus, is mentioned, the end of Parshas Bo, the Torah records, V'yomer Moshe Allah, Moshe told the Jewish people at that time, Zachor es hayom hazeh, remember this day, Asher yatzasem miMitzrayim, that you left Egypt, for God took you out with a mighty arm. Hayom atem yotzim, today you are leaving, B'chodesh Aviv, in the month of the spring in Nisan. Rashi quotes a Medrash which asks, V'chli lo hayu yodim be'ezeh chodesh, did they not know it was Nisan? Did they not know it was the spring? Of course they knew. Why is Moshe stressing that? Why is that an important detail in the story? Rashi, quoting the Medrash, says an incredible thing. This is what Moshe was saying to them. Re'u chesed shigamalchem. See the kindness that God is bestowing upon you. Shehotzi eschem b'chodesh shukashu latzis. He's taking you out in the perfect month. Lo chama lo tzina. Lo gasham, when it's not too hot, not too cold, when there is not rain. It was a pleasant day. It was spring. It was Nisan. Think about it. Is that detail really important? And if it was raining, would this not be the greatest day of their lives, that they were free, that they're being saved from all the abuse and the slavery and the pain of Egypt? Of course it would have been, but still Hashem cared and made sure, even in the smallest details, that everything was perfect. We can learn many lessons from this pasuk and Rashi and Medrash related to chesed. First of all, when it comes when we are the recipient, to be appreciative of every detail, to be appreciative whether it's a small detail of a big gift or whether it is just a small act in itself, to always be appreciative, to not assume something or overlook something. Sometimes when there's so much good and there's so much that we should be appreciative for, it's hard to keep track, it's hard to be appreciative of all of it. It requires a conscious act to think about all of these different aspects and details. That is what Dayan was about in the Haggadah. We say, if you would have just taken us out, it would have been enough. If you would have just gave us the man, it would have been enough. If you would have just brought us to Har Sinai, it would have been enough. You would have just given us Shabbos, it would have been enough. You would have given us all the mitzvahs, it would have been enough. You would have taken into Israel, the Beis Hamikdash, etc. When there's so much, it's hard to really be appropriately appreciative. It requires, again, a decision to really think about everything that we are getting, whether it's everything we are getting from Hashem. We all receive so much from Hashem, or whether it's what we receive from a good friend or another person. On the flip side, when we are the giver, it's important to put thought into the details. Whether it's just a small act, a small gift, a small note, a small email to someone, or whether it's the details in something big. You're doing a great favor for someone, you're helping someone make a simcha, you are being a support for them in an important time, to also make sure the details are good, to show your love in the details. Every small act of chesed is so appreciated, is so important. And lastly, we can learn from this pasuk that when we are, from a sense of love and care, helping someone, sometimes it is right to point out and say, I'm giving this to you because I love you. Of course, if we are telling someone what we're doing for them to ingratiate ourselves in them, to make them feel like they owe us, then that's inappropriate. We normally want to be humble. But like Hashem said for Moshe, like Moshe said on behalf of Hashem, Jewish people, look how much Hashem loves you. Look what he's given you. And similarly, in the right way, sometimes we should say, so-and-so, I love you so much, and I wanted to get this for you. Or I want you to know that I'm here for you, and so I'm doing this. Or I can do that if you want. In the right way, expressing the love and the care that goes behind an act of chesed, not an act of pity, but an act of love and care, then that's appropriate, and that strengthens the bond and feelings of love and care and connection between two people. Pesach is a holiday of chesed. It's when Hashem did the greatest chesed for the Jewish people, even though we didn't deserve it. There's an incredible power of chesed in the world when it comes to Pesach time. And in this one pasuk, we learn some details, one small part of the story that is the chesed story. And we should take this time. In one of the ways to grow in this time is to grow in our chesed, to emulate and walk in the ways of Hashem in that way. And this is one small way to make our Pesach a more meaningful and uplifting one. We should all have a wonderful Shabbos, good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom. And if I will not speak to you or see you in person, I want to wish everyone a good Yantiv and a Chag Kasher v'Sameach. We should all have a wonderful Pesach, and it should bring redemption and salvation, miracles to the entire Jewish people. Good Shabbos and Shabbat Shalom.